on Valentine's Day, Trump signed an executive order that prohibits federal funding to schools enforcing a COVID-19 vaccine mandate. But you know what the problem is, guys? There are no schools that have a COVID vaccine mandate. There's none. There's not a single school in America that requires a COVID vaccine mandate. So today, Donald Trump signed an executive order prohibiting something that isn't even happening. Right? Okay. Not exactly sure what's going on with that, because obviously it can't be about all vaccines, because all the schools still require vaccines.
COVID and schools, Lindsay?
Yep. So this first executive order, it prohibits federal funding for COVID-19 mandates, vaccine mandates in schools.
Okay, and that will meaning they want to clear that up,
Yep.
the discrepancy.
So any schools that require students to be vaccinated with COVID-19 shot, then there's no more federal funding. So.
Yeah, there's no fucking schools that have that. Dude, these guys need fucking tailors, bro. Jesus Christ. So the thing is, though, is here they are having a big press conference, big TV press conference. We got a couple of big guys stuffed in like ill-fitting suits, and they're signing the big executive order that will remove federal funding for any school with the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. And all the right-wing influencers are like, oh my God, what a good move. Finally, what a great move. But there's not a single school anywhere in America that has a COVID vaccine mandate. Hello, they created an executive order for something that doesn't exist.
Okay, that solves that problem.
Sir, will the Department of Education have to handle that?
Yes, it'll go through the Department of Education.
Oh, it's going to go through the Department of Education. Wait, I thought they were eliminating the Department of Education. Now I'm really confused, because we have an executive order to not fund any school that has a COVID mandate, but no schools have the COVID mandate. But the Department of Education is handling this, but they're deleting the Department of Education. Dude, it is a fucking clown world, bro. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Clown world.
Well, Claire, you can't support President Trump because, he only favors the rich and he really doesn't care about the poor. This is one of the biggest misconceptions on Trump. Just today, Trump presented the largest tax cut in history for middle-class working Americans.
Dude, this is a bullshit. Did you see the Trump tax cut, bro? There is no fucking tip thing. There's no Social Security thing. There's no overtime thing. The only thing in there is fat, rich ass motherfuckers get huge amounts of money.
This would include no tax on tips, no tax on seniors' Social Security card, no tax on overtime pay.
On seniors' Social Security card, your Social Security card is not taxed. Like this, it's funny how the Trumpies, they just can't even they can't even lie right. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I'm sorry, I can't fucking lie right.
New Trump's middle class tax cuts.
That's crazy, Claire. None of what you said is true. Not a single silly word that came out of your mouth just now was the truth. Trump is proposing an $880 billion cut to Medicaid, Medicare, and the Children's Health Insurance Program. Do you know why they're doing that, Claire? It's so that they can give tax cuts to the tune of $4.5 trillion over the next 10 years to wealthy billionaires.
Thank you.
Does that sound like what you were saying?
That's
sounds
what
like
it's
the
about.
opposite of what you were saying, Claire. Not only that, unless you are making over $450,000 a year,
you're not going to see shit. They're going to go up.
That's you, Claire, I assume, and me, and everybody else except for the
definitely me.
1% of Americans who do that. When he makes cuts to housing and education, is that to punish the billionaires and help the middle class?
Yeah, no, the other thing they're going to do is they're going to funnel all of the money that goes into public schools And they're going to give it to those people getting tax cuts so they can put their kids in religious private schools and other private schools while everybody who's not making $400,000 a year goes to public schools with no fucking money. Right? Come on, Claire.
No, obviously not. These cuts to these programs hurt the elderly and children and working families. What part of that is good for the middle class, Claire?
None of it.
Also, you're getting taxed on tips still. Also, you're getting taxed on overtime, if we still have overtime, because they're getting rid of unions. Do you even... I'm going to just start making videos where 100% of what I say is wrong and just see if I can just get away with it. The moon's cheese. Earth is flat. Barney the dinosaur was actually 8 raccoons in a costume.
Dude. Oh, shit. Canceling DEI saves us $45 million.
So Doge just canceled 3 contracts that have been tied back to DEI programs.
Oh, my God. Canceling 3 DEI programs saves us $45 million. And then that money goes right into Elon's pocket, and then people who look like you, Claire, women, won't be able to get jobs, okay? The only job you're going to be able to get in 5 years of no DEI via Trump is you're going to maybe be able to get inseminated by Elon if you're lucky.
Which will save $45 million worth of American taxpayer dollars from the EPA.
Yeah, now, and then where's that money going to go? Claire, where will that money go, Claire? Is that $45 million going to come back to the taxpayers? And what's funny about it, too, though, is here's the problem with this thinking, is they don't talk about what programs, like what was the DEI program that got eliminated? You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's funny, Claire, is you're talking about $45 million from some anonymous DEI programs that you haven't even told us what the programs are, that maybe those programs are actually really fucking helpful, right? But we could have clipped $15 billion. Instead of $45 million, we could have saved $15 billion by eliminating Elon's government contracts. Huh? 15 billion, like, goddamn, that could like cure homelessness.
Now,
right?
Tell me how a DEI program at the EPA could even cost $45 million. Makes no sense.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny, though, is she said, tell me how a DEI program at the EPA could cost $45 million. It makes no sense. But it's weird that it makes so little sense, but not enough that she's willing to actually figure out what the programs are. Isn't that funny how that works? Right? It's like weird.
Genuine question. How is it not okay? Like, you will get canceled if you make fun of any other religion. But if you mock Christianity, it's seen as just a joke. Oh, it's just funny. People can say the most heinous, disgusting.
I don't really see people getting canceled about other religions. I don't really see that at all. I feel like, my God, every religion gets mocked and terrorized. I guess what it is, though, is depending on where you live, your mocking will tend to whatever religion is dominant in your area is going to be under the most scrutiny. And then depending on the degree of religious rule will determine how the punishment is meted out. She is stretching, but look, dude, she's got the fucking Maga eyebrows. Like, what is going on with this woman's, like, she's got those Christian eyebrows.
Things about Christianity, about Jesus, and about God, and it's totally fine.
Yeah.
There's no repercussions.
But in America, though, what are we going to do? There's not an Islamic government that's trying to oppress us here. If there was, we'd probably be attacking that. It's only the Christian government that's trying to attack us here.
Specifically, Avery Wood said something so disgusting and disrespectful on her podcast about Jesus Christ. I'm not going to repeat it. But
Did she? What did Avery Wood say about Jesus? Now I'm intrigued, dude. I'm intrigued about Avery Woods and Jesus.
In your bio, it's like Psalms 369,
Yeah.
blessed mommy of 4.
Yeah, like Jesus is gonna spank you, lady, if you keep it up.
Yeah, literally, he's gonna bend you over and your
Dude,
like, Jesus is gonna go poo pirate on your ass.
Oh,
if you
shit.
keep up this bullshit.
And I hope he does.
So that's when they're freaking out because she took a Bible verse and talked about how Jesus was going to seek out some anal. Oh, so that's what they're freaking out about. So I don't know who Avery Woods is. I like her style, though. The whole religion is morality. Here's the problem. There is this sort of penchant of religious people will say, well, without God and religion, how are you moral? But I think it's actually a giveaway about them. Because when you think about it, when you take away religion, you're moral because of your compassion for your fellow human beings and your compassion for the planet. You don't want to harm the planet because you respect the planet and the fruits it gives you. You don't want other people to suffer because they're other people. They're other human beings like you, and you have compassion for them. So you live a life not wanting to hurt the planet or hurt the people, and you're not obsessed with money and success and power and all this shit. But religion, what they're saying is they're saying that without the threat of eternal damnation and burning in hell, they're not going to be good. They're not going to be good unless either A, they get some ticket to the ultimate pleasures, forever orgasms in heaven, or they have the threat of eternal damnation. And without one of those two things, either we're going to give you everything or you're going to burn in hell, they don't see any reason to be good. And it's like, bro, you're the fucking degenerates, actually. They're saying that they would just be evil degenerates without the threat of hell. And like, that's telling about them. Like, I'm sorry, you're fucking whacked out and weird. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.